Black Ops 2 is overrated and you need to stop glazing it. There, I said it. Alright everyone, I hope you...
How dare you say that about Call of Duty Black Ops 2? You melon it the best thing since sliced bread, by the way. I was born in 2018.
Okay. Is it a good game? Yes, but it's not the best Call of Duty, alright? It's just not the best. Look, I understand it's a lot of people's favourite Call of Duty, and that's completely fine. Heck, if it's your favourite game of all time, like, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not saying you can't like the game. I'm just saying you gotta stop glazing it, man. Let's start off with the campaign. I think it's pretty solid. I don't really care about any of the stuff that's happening in the future, but all the stuff that happens with Mason and Woods I find pretty interesting. It's no groundbreaking story, like it's definitely not in the top tier of best Call of Duty campaigns, but it's certainly far from the shit. But people act here like it's the best storytelling of all time, when it's really not. Like, aside from the Los Angeles battle, the rest of the future stuff is really boring in my personal opinion. Like, it's not really that interesting, and all the set pieces of the future stories are all extremely boring. And is it just me, or does the actor for David Mason sound like he just does not give a fuck? Like, he sounds like he's not barely even acting, and it really takes me out of the story. Look, I'll give him props for the fact that they implemented for the first time choices that can affect the story. I mean, there's like 5 different endings, I'm pretty sure. I think that's pretty cool, especially at the time, but the thing is like, all the Call of Duties that came out afterward did like a much better job of it. And it makes it feel really bare bones, like there's not really much sustenance to it, and yeah, I'd rather just play some of the other campaigns. I definitely think it's above most of the campaigns. I think it sits above Modern Warfare 3, but that's about it. Don't think it sits any higher, and the Holy Trinity, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, I think it can't hold a scratch to those campaigns for me personally. But also, I have no idea what the fuck is going on half the time with the Black Ops 2 campaign, because it's jumping from point to point to point to point to point. It's so hard to just understand, all the exquisite details of the campaign, which is something you don't want. Yeah, please forgive me for the fact that I've got Black Ops 6 gameplay in the background. I just cannot be bothered trying to find and dig up my Xbox One to get Black Ops 2 footage, so yeah, sorry. Now here comes the most controversial part. I think the multiplayer is very average. Yes, I know. Don't nail me to a stake. Let's start off with maps. The only 2 good maps have to be Hijack and I can't think of the map's name, but the mansion map. I'm not going to include Nuketown considering it's actually a Black Ops 1 map and it's basically the same thing. But all the other maps are either average as shit or complete dog ass, like Aftermath. I don't know anyone that has genuine fun on Aftermath. It's such a shit map. Oh, and Carrier. Carrier sucks dick as well. Like, all of the other maps are either a third world slum in ruins or some random factory in the middle of Whoop Whoop. That's literally the only 2 choices you got for maps in this game, except for the 2 I listed before, which Hijack, I really like the way the cruise is and how it's portrayed and everything. And then I can't remember the mansion map, but I always have a lot of fun in there. I think it's really cool. Can't really tell you about the DLC maps, considering I'm not paying full price for a 12-year-old DLC. So fuck you, Activision, and sort of Treyarch, but fuck you, Activision. Gunplay is also really kind of average. I mean, there are a few good guns in there, but for the most part, they all just kind of blend in, if I'm being honest. They're not super unique and interesting. The only gun that I actually ended up using was the PDW-57. Like, it was the only one that I enjoyed and really fit my playstyle. All the other guns I would give a go and they just didn't feel that good, except for that gun. But also, the guns just feel really weird to control. Like, I'm not even talking about just the gun itself. I'm talking about the actual gameplay of the gun. It just feels really weird. And it feels really sluggish and slimy. And also, the hit registration in this game is really weird. I don't know how to describe it, but it just feels like there's always an infinite delay of when you're shooting. How the hitboxes is like almost like a few inches outside of the player. And it feels really strange and sluggish. And I thought that Black Ops 1 had way better gunplay. personally. And also compared to the previous Call of Duties before this one, it just was really slow. It feels like you're always strapped to like the 100-kilo dumbbell, trying to crawl around with it. Like, it just feels like a step backwards from the previous games. Which, it's not a bad thing. I'd rather it be slower than the fast-paced shit that we got nowadays. But this feels like it's a bit slower than it should be. But it's not all bad. Like, the pick a 10 system that was introduced in this game, easily the best created class system that this franchise has ever seen. And it's still used to this day. I can't fault it. It's a really good idea. The score streaks in this game, I also really like. I feel like they're all really fun and cool, especially the hunter-killer drone. I've used that many times, and it's been used on me many times, and it's given me fear to this day. This may be controversial, but I think Black Ops 3 multiplayer sits above Black Ops 2. Now, I think if you're a logical person, there's like no way you can defend BO2 zombies. Like, every YouTuber and his dog has said how shit it was. Transit is such an arse map. I don't know who at Treyarch thought, this map's cool. Like, fuck off. And then Die Rise doesn't get any better. It's just a fucking skyscraper with tedious ways to get around the map. They turned a beloved multiplayer map in Nuketown into a fucking zombies map. The layout was just show shit where they put all the perks and pack-a-punch, like, shit map. Mob of the Dead, first actual good map of BO2. It had good Easter egg, nice layout structure. It was good. It's what Transit should have been, honestly. Buried is a 50-50 map, which I think's more on the shit side, so that doesn't help. And then you got Origins, which is setting is cool. Man, it's a pretty good map, gotta admit it. So out of your 6 zombies maps, only 2 of them are good. And the worst thing is that the worst map is your free map. That's just inexcusable to me. That's just bullshit, honestly. To be able to play a good map, you have to like give money. And Activision still like charge full price to this day, so that's just bullshit and inexcusable. It's the worst zombies in the series, a massive step down from Black Ops 1. Look, that's what I personally think about Black Ops 2. It's definitely still a good game. It's still a good Call of Duty. I just don't think it sits with the Holy Trinity, which is World at War, Black Ops 1, and Modern Warfare 2. I don't think it sits with it. But I still think it's a good game nonetheless. And remember, this is just my opinion at the end of the day. If this is your favourite game, good on you. I think the thing that annoys me with Black Ops 2 is the fanboys and how much they glaze the game. Like, majority of the people that say this game is so good are people that were not even born yet or were way too young to play the game, like me. I was like, I think, like 8 when this game came out, so I definitely wasn't playing it when it came out. I didn't play my first Call of Duty till I was 13. That was Infinite Warfare. Like, if you're under the age of 23 and you say Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is your favourite, I sort of can't trust you straight away. Because half of you guys haven't even played it. Because you're like 6 years old. And also, if you say that any other COD is your favourite, or if you say anything like minor criticism about this game, they just come after you and say, hey, you're not a real Call of Duty fan. And that's just lame. But my main gripe is, in my opinion, Black Ops 2 does not deserve to be remembered as the cultural phenomenon that everyone makes it out to be, or the best series, or the best like game in the series. I think, if anything, Modern Warfare 2 deserves it. That was the one that put this franchise into the mainstream. It's what added most of the modern day elements that we use in COD, and I feel like it doesn't get as much recognition as it deserves now. And I feel like it's way better than Black Ops 2, and it deserves the attention. If you enjoyed this video, comment in the comment section, or if you hated it and you think that my opinion is shit, still comment in the comment section, like and subscribe. Goodbye.